It was a normal Sunday evening on November 26, 2000, when 16-year-old Leanne Tiernan said goodbye to her friend Sarah after a day of Christmas shopping in Leeds. As Leanne began the short walk home to Bramley, little did Sarah know it would be the last time she saw her bright and outgoing classmate alive. When Leanne failed to return home that night and calls to her mobile went unanswered, her worried mother Sharon reported her missing. A massive search effort was launched, but no trace of Leanne could be found. Police were left with two haunting questions. What had happened to the missing teenage girl, and who could have wanted to harm her? Hi, and welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please consider subscribing, as it helps us motivate to create more intriguing content for you. Let's have a look at the case of Leanne Tiernan. On September 27, 1984, Leanne Tiernan was born in the city of Leeds, located in West Yorkshire in the United Kingdom. Leanne spent her childhood in the company of other strong women, including her mother Sharon, her sister Michelle, and her grandmother Hilary, who used to take them on day trips to Ilkley, a spa town located nearby in West Yorkshire. Leanne was the more outgoing and conventionally feminine of the two sisters, while Michelle was the more reserved and tomboyish of the two. Michelle's sister Leanne was also more delicate in her own way. Leanne was very careful and contented child. Her mother described her daughter Leanne as neat young lady who took pride in keeping her personal space just the way she wanted it. She claimed that she did not give a hoot about the state of the rest of the house, but she always made sure to dust, polish, and vacuum her bedroom. She was a bright and fun-loving girl who still enjoyed spending time with her family even after she entered her teenage years. She had a reputation for being easy to talk to, and she got along well with virtually everyone. During an age when many adolescents distanced themselves from their families, her mother remarked of her daughter, "She was very thoughtful." She was so good at remembering people's birthdays that it used to make her anxious if she did not have enough money to go out and purchase a card for someone. She was extremely devoted to her friendships and always put them ahead of herself. She considered herself a social butterfly and would show up to any gathering she could. She enjoyed the nightclub scene. Leanne loved dabbling in some amateur modeling while she was still in her teenage years. Her sister Michelle had said in an interview that she made everyone she met feel like they were welcome. She was able to get along well with everyone. On the 26th of November in the year 2000, Leanne had reached the age of 16 and was still residing in Bramley. Bramley was located in West Leeds, only a few miles away from the city center. Leanne was a student at West Leeds High School and was drawing near the conclusion of her time there as she prepared to take her GCSE examinations. Leanne was in a committed relationship with a man who went by the name of Wayne Keeley and was 19 years old. Keeley was a man who worked in the caregiving field. Leanne and her friend Sarah had spent the day shopping for presents for their respective families and friends in the city center. Christmas was less than a month away. The two took the bus back to Bramley, as they had done so many times before. After getting off the bus together, Leanne and Sarah traveled together for a little distance until they reached the corner of Howley Lane, where they parted ways in order to go back to their individual houses. Sarah followed her friend Leanne as she made her way down Howley Gill and along a dimly lit route that cut through a vegetated wasteland. Sarah continued on their journey home while Leanne disappeared from her line of sight. When Sarah came back to her house, she immediately picked up the phone and contacted Leanne's house to find out that she was not there. After only 4 rings, Leanne's mother Sharon was unable to reach her daughter on her cell phone when she called at 5:20 p.m. Sharon did not succeed in getting in touch with Leanne despite her continuous efforts. She made the call to the authorities at 7 o'clock in the evening and claimed that her daughter was gone. Detective Superintendent Chris Gregg of the West Yorkshire Police Department opened an inquiry into the disappearance of a person. As the investigation progressed, it became one of the most extensive that the West Yorkshire Police had ever carried out. It eventually required the participation of as many as 200 officers and hundreds of volunteers. More than 1,400 door-to-door interviews were conducted, and the police examined 800 of the residences located along the path that Leanne was most likely to take home after breaking up with Sarah. This path was given the codename Red Route by the authorities. As part of the inquiry, authorities investigated 800 storage sheds, garages, and outbuildings, in addition to 150 commercial establishments within a half-mile of Holly Hill. The police interrogated a total of 140 males from the surrounding area. There were a total of 12 search warrants that were executed throughout Leeds. The underwater search team investigated a section of the Leeds and Liverpool Canal that was drained to a depth of 1 meter and stretched across a distance of 3 miles. The search crew from Yorkshire Water looked into 32 abandoned drain shafts to help the police with their investigation. The contents of every trash can in the neighborhood were combed through for any traces of evidence, and the collection of garbage from homes was temporarily halted. Support was supplied by British Waterways, the British Transport Police, the Aerial Division of the Ministry of Defense, and the Police National Search Center. On December 3, 2000, the police staged a simulation of the girl's final movements in an effort to stimulate the memories of any prospective witnesses who could have seen what happened. Both Sarah and Michelle courageously took on roles. The investigator also sent a text message to Leanne's mobile phone, which was temporarily operational on November 27th. A local entrepreneur placed an advertisement for Leanne on milk cartons that were shipped all over the country and offered a reward of £10,000 for information leading to her whereabouts. Although there were reports of sightings in Doncaster and Blackpool, there was no evidence to support these assertions. After 9 months, Leanne's boyfriend Wayne publicly begged her to contact him. He seemed very upset, but his pleas fell on deaf ears. In December 2000, the police released an e-fit of a male seen with Leanne shortly before her disappearance. 10 months later, in August 2001, Leanne's body was discovered in Lindley Woods, wrapped in bags and fastened with twine. The investigation shifted from a missing person case to a murder probe. 2 former girlfriends of a man called John Taylor, nicknamed the Pet Man due to the numbers of animals he owned, was a man living near Leanne, provided crucial information. Taylor, known for his involvement with animals and poaching, had a history of bondage tendencies, using cable ties to restrain women. It's believed he had murdered Leanne and put her in a freezer in his own home for 9 months. That said freezer had broken down, which led to its removal, which prompted Taylor to dispose of Leanne's body. Further evidence emerged as investigators connected items found with Leanne's body to Taylor. A leather dog collar traced to him matched DNA from a hair found on Leanne's scarf. Identical cable ties were discovered in his home, along with green plastic matching the material around Leanne's body. Forensic pollen analysis linked Leanne to Taylor's garden, suggesting she had been there shortly before her death. On October 16, 2001, Taylor was arrested on suspicion of murder, leading to a 10-day forensic search of his property. Disturbing findings included dead animals and evidence of animal cruelty. Taylor confessed to abducting Leanne, claiming it was a chance encounter, but his story changed during questioning. In February 2002, Taylor pleaded guilty to Leanne's murder and was sentenced to life in prison. Historic DNA evidence later prompted the reopening of 10 other cases possibly connected to Taylor's actions. John Taylor currently serves his sentence in HM Prison, Wakefield. Why Leanne was targeted that day still remains a mystery. What are your thoughts about this case? Let us know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.